Greetings, one and all. Let's see if I can actually fix my camera without actually getting up.
Welcome back to Bloodborne.
To Bloodborne.
Where Drak is gonna go crazy over Maria again.
I don't know what you're talking about. Have my werewolf babies! Even my bottle has fallen in love with her. What are you mocking me for?
Are we quiet?
Damn right. There we go. Making sure that everything is up and running.
Hold on. Just make sure I'm not too quiet. Okay.
Yep, we're good. I know people get annoyed that we check every time, but there's a reason that we check every time.
Drak sometimes mutes.
No, because the second that we don't, that's when things break. So, there you go. Alright, really quick, I just want to do a tally. Okay, so I have like 280 blood vials left. Okay. If worse comes to worse, then I'm going to need to go and get blood vials, but that's not going to be too difficult. Hello, J-Rock. How is it going? It is good to see you, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I will let Andrea answer that because, you know, everybody knows how I am. I am full of loathing and suffering, and I hate everything, according to Alex. My connection might actually hold up tonight. I mean, that's great and all, but don't say that out loud. Come on, it's internet etiquette, man. You sacrifice your gnomes, and then you be quiet about it. And that way, it knows not to F up. I know how to do this. I've been doing it for a while now. I mean, I hope that happens, but, you know, we don't take risks. We don't mention it. We do not give a reason to anger the internet. You don't do it. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. So on Saturday, we got a lot of work in on these bosses. And as much as Andrea loves to mention that, you know, I developed a little bit of a crush on one of them, but it's only because she killed me so badass. Tonight, I'm at least hoping to kill one of them. One. I just want one.
Let me guess, you want to kill Lawrence's more. You want to save her.
See, here's the thing. The lowest we got Lawrence was like 40%. I double checked it. And the lowest we got Maria was 25. So if either one of them is going to happen, it's probably going to be Maria. But we're going to start with Lawrence just because now we know, like, we have a better weapon to work with. The only thing that's annoying is I would really love to be able to upgrade this weapon further. But, unfortunately, I do not have the crafting reagent that's necessary for it.
Why don't you get it?
I guess the only way you get it is, like, there are chalice dungeons in this game. They're not necessarily part of the story or anything like that. They're just additional stuff that Bloodborne players can do.
Yeah.
And so, I've done a little bit, but I haven't apparently done the chalice dungeon that blood rocks drop from. So at that point, yeah, that's why. Okay, so attempt number 1 on Lawrence, the first vicar, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I forgot. right. And somebody actually did point this out to me that watches our streams afterwards. Is that Lawrence sounds like Terrorsaur from Beast Wars. And yes, he does. With that squawk he does all the time.
I'll take your word for it.
You've seen Beast Wars, haven't you?
It's probably been forever. And I
Well,
don't
you
remember.
probably okay. So I think we've talked about this. Like you came in Fox when they were doing like season 3
Probably.
and getting ready to do Beast Machines. So at that point, they didn't really show a whole lot of season 1 and 2. Oh, hi. I dashed the wrong way. Come on. Blow it up.
No! Back up!
Shut up, Terrorsaur. Yes, we know. You want to challenge Megatron for the umpteenth time. Damn it.
Oh!
Okay, that was still half health, so...
What do you think is the toughest game you've played fighting-wise, or one that comes to mind? Like, the hardest battles?
You mean... So you say fighting-wise, are we talking fighting games, or are we talking just toughest game... toughest game I've played? Like the hardest battles. I don't know, man. Like the Souls games has actually gotten up there quite a bit, because if you count Devil May Cry and other games like that, I've had less difficulty with those games because I get those games better than I have Souls games. I'm getting better at understanding Souls games, but I still find them to be fairly difficult. So, I mean, that would be one. I can't really think of one off the top of my head. If you were talking fighting games, I would say the toughest fighting game that ever... Toughest fighting game that it took for me to get into and understand? Probably Soul Calibur. Probably Soul Calibur. I like Soul Calibur, but it has mechanics that are very unconventional when it comes to what I like in a fighting game. And I've never truly adapted to 3D fighters. I really haven't. I'm an old fart that doesn't do that, but... Now, if I was going to say, like, the hardest Souls game, probably Dark Souls 2. But that's just, like, the only reason I say that is because it was hard in all of the dumbest ways possible. Oh, I thought I was out of the way. Because I tend to like difficulty. Like, I don't have an issue playing with it, even though Andrea gives me crap that I don't. I don't like start off at the hardest difficulty or anything like that. I only get into harder difficulties when I think the game has really earned that from me. Ow. Bitch slapped me.
Because you cheated on him. For Maria.
Hey, it's not my fault I don't want fiery werewolf babies, okay? Maybe if you took a shower every now and again, Lawrence.
Okay.
I mean, if you took a shower every now and again, Lawrence, we wouldn't have that burning sensation in your arm, and at that point, maybe you'd just be a little bit more attractive. I'm just saying. Fuck! Ow. Okay, well, at least you didn't do a 3 smash.
Hulk smash!
He's losing control of his arm. See, kids, this is what happens when you jack off too much. Sorry, what? Yes, Dark Souls. I found Neo 2 to make Dark Souls look amateur, which they're not easy. See, this is why, like, I kind of want to nuke through Bloodborne, because the next thing I want to play is Neo. Because I need more samurai games in my life, and I need a Souls game with a plot, and so I'm looking forward to that. Because the people who made Neo will also be making Strangers of Paradise, a.k.a. Chaos, the game. By the way, I did clarify this with the chat, and I'm going to clarify it with you. Can I blame Chaos for our 2-month-long absence? Know that if you say no, I will still blame Chaos. So what is your answer? I'm going to take your silence as a no, and therefore I'm going to assume that Chaos has made you come up with that decision. Therefore, Chaos! I was looking to set difficulty a little lower on Neo, but there's not one. It's just brutal all around. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, I know that gamers tend to think that, you know, they're entitled to ask Miyazaki or whomever to set up an easy mode in these games, but you aren't. Like, that, whether you like it or not, the allure of a Souls game is difficulty. That's why its audience plays it. And in my opinion, you always give you always give the base audience what they want, and then you add on to it to bring more people in. Do I think that Miyazaki could bring more people in if he added an easy difficulty? Yes and no. Because I would actually dare say that Souls games have gone on so long with that stereotype, I don't know if you could actually fix the stereotype with one game. He'd have to start doing that in a series of games so that word of mouth would say, like, oh, no, yeah, we don't do that anymore. This guy is the king of splash damage.
If you can beat that one boss that was really annoying, you can surely beat this one.
Which one are you talking about?
Oh, I can't remember what it was. It was that weird squid thing that had long arms and...
Oh, Ebrietas?
Yeah.
The daughter of the cosmos?
Yes.
Can somebody please tell me where the vagina is on that daughter? starting to think daughter was just a title. Okay, no. Ow!
I agree, they wouldn't be near as good if not so challenging.
I mean, they'd be good to somebody, but... Because, see, here's the thing. Okay? I'm a Diablo fan because I played Diablo 3. And that was the first one to have a normal mode. Like, a really easy normal mode. Diablo 2 didn't have that. Diablo 1 didn't have that. And so, I remember hardcore Diablo fans being mad about that concept, but that helped me as a Diablo fan because I was coming in at 3. So that's why in a lot of cases I don't agree entirely, but you have to do it within a certain amount of time. I think it worked with Diablo 3 because there hadn't been a Diablo game in a long time. So at that point, yes, there was a hardcore audience, but a lot of it had left. And so they needed to bring in new audience. And what they were hoping to do was bring in all those new Blizzard fans that they had gotten through WoW. And that's why they made the decision. So I think that helped. But Miyazaki has been pumping out Souls games pretty regularly. So at that point, I don't think the justification is there. There's not like this new generation of Souls fans that they could bring in. They still have their hardcore audience. And even in some cases, like, I've heard this bandied about, and you'll, like, clarify if I'm wrong about this, J-Rock, because you probably know better than me. A lot of people consider Miyazaki to not be, like, the hardcore of hardcore when it comes to Souls games. I've heard people say that, like, games like The Surge are absurdly difficult, and that's where the hardcore goes now, is to those games. Because I believe when somebody explained it to me, it was that the Surge brings back the meticulous stuff in Dark Souls 2. And that's why that's why the hardcore audience liked it. Look, some gamers are casual and some gamers have spreadsheets for underwear, alright? It exists. That's why gaming as a medium accommodates to more audiences than most other mediums. Shit.
Back up! He's in aggro mode!
Shit!
Let him have his tantrum and then go in.
I did. Dude, he is just the king of splash damage. F your arm too. Where am I? Oh my god. The reason I say that is, like, look at gaming as a whole. Okay? When I say something like food snobs have, like, a particular type of gourmet that they go into that they love, and that's why they're a snob about it, kind of thing. Same thing with art snobs, same thing with movie snobs, same thing with TV snobs. But with gaming snobs, which some people have actually called me, I'm a gaming snob because I've been gaming for so long. If you're a gaming snob, you are a fan of multiple genres, and I just find that funny, like, because there is no, like, specialization. I mean, you can totally be on board with, like, post-apocalyptic or whatever, but then there's tons of post-apocalyptic type games. What's that he said?
I'm down the middle. I do like a challenge, but there's a point where I want to enjoy the story.
Mm-hmm. And Miyazaki has said, I think in a couple of interviews, when he builds these games, story is kind of an afterthought.
Oh, cool. Strike on that one.
Strike! Instead of the 7-10 split I usually get.
Yeah.
Yeah, story's never usually the first thing that's developed. It's the gameplay first, and that's how he designs a game. Guess what? There is no right or wrong way to design a game, and he's allowed to be able to do that. Because you can't say that Dark Souls doesn't have a story. Like, I can't even make that claim. It's strewn throughout the world. You just have to go and find it. That's kind of his methodology there. You have to go and find it. And that's how he wants it. And that's totally cool. Some gaming devs just, want to give you that story up front, and some don't.
Oh.
Sorry, I was in the middle of thought.
Focus.
What is this focus you speak of? What is my focus? My focus is to beat the game. And then I will turn into a crystal. And I will pick the worst possible pose to turn into a crystal. Kind of like Sora did. And that will be it. And then you'll have to wait 1,000 years, Andrea, for me to get out of crystal stasis.
Okay.
And then at that point, a new gaming revolution will have begun. And I will be behind that too. I like all different genres myself, although the sports games are either trash now, pay to play, or both. They're just plain trash. They're just plain trash because the fact that they have to do pay to play is a trashy concept. And it's I honestly believe this. I don't think it's the NBA 2K people's fault.
Maybe.
Because they're not the one that approves the budget. It's EA, and EA wants to make them that way.
Maybe it's like one of those things, like if you gotta pay to play for the sports games, you might as well just go play it in real life for free.
Actually, I mean, that's an argument that's been made. Like, if you like football so much, go play it. Well, I mean, I've heard this argument for forever, and I'm still of the opinion that EA spends way too much money. EA spends way too much money working on... Shit. Okay. They spend way too much money, like, just doing all these engine upgrades all the time. And what they really should just do, instead of making 3 separate games until they have an engine upgrade, is that they should just make DLC for this 2K version, and that has the New Year's roster. Are you telling me you can't just update a spreadsheet?
It's really a bummer.
And if people want to understand, like, how predatory some of these practices can get, look at sports games. Somebody was pointing out to me, I don't know which game it was, but, like, sports fans get really nostalgic, okay? Especially, in particular, like, NFL fans. And so EA took advantage of this, and let's just say you're a fan of, like, the 76 Steelers. I don't know all the years and whatnot. I know that the Steelers have a prominent career and all that. But if you want to have that nostalgic,
Oh, you're
absolute
still
winner
alive?
team.
And you're almost dead.
No, I'm dead. If you want to have that 76 team that maybe you grew up with as a kid, it's not something you unlock. It's something you pay for. And from what somebody was telling me, if you want the entire team, you pay through the nose to get them. If you want, like, a team of 20 players, you pay, I think the last time I heard a price was you pay half of what the games cost. Is $30 for the 1976 Pittsburgh Steelers. What the fuck is that about?
I don't know.
Like, that is literally that's preying upon a sports fan's nostalgia. So I'll give you an example here that works a little bit with me. Okay? I was a basketball fan. I watched the Utah Jazz up until 1999. Because I loved 97 and 98, where the Jazz actually made it to the finals, and I loved that team setup. It worked. And so what EA would do for me in the next NBA game is they would give me the 97 roster for the Utah Jazz. And then they'd make me pay $30 to $40 to have it. No other reason other than they just want their money. That's not capitalism, people. That's pure greed. That's avarice at its finest. Because that easily could be set up stupidly easy. And it would be like $10. $10 so you can account for, putting this up on the PlayStation Store or whatever. But they would totally make me pay $40.
Really?
Sure. EA are greedy sons of bitches. I mean, look at all the bullshit they did with Battlefront 2.
The worst part is that they've done to Madden, it's not even playable anymore.
No, I'll take your word for it.
I didn't know about buying the throwback teams.
From what I understand, you had to buy them.
That's bullshit.
See, I knew about the nostalgic teams because I've watched YouTube channels that have done like tournaments with Madden and all that. So I've seen some of these legacy teams that they get for the tournaments, and that's fine. I think that's awesome. I think that's great that you accommodate to that. But then I found out about the fine print. They make you pay for it.
All right, it's too hairy. My body slammed.
It literally is too hairy. And the coolest thing about being a Jazz fan, I'm just going to go ahead and say this, is one of my favorite players tipped me when I worked at the movie theater.
Oh, really?
Because I took care of his family. I didn't even know it. Yeah, because I was a big fan of Jeff Hornacek.
Oh.
Like him and John Stockton. But on Harry Potter weekend, I took care of Jeff Hornacek's family and didn't know it. And dude pulled me aside and he says, I know that Larry doesn't allow you to take tips, but nobody saw me do this. And he took a $20 bill and shoved it in my pocket.
Interesting.
Whew. I've told this story before.
I don't remember that apparently.
Yeah, it was Harry Potter weekend, and a kid, like, we were trying to get a theater sat and ready to go.
Oh. Why did you know? Oh my god.
I like the 90s guys doing those jerseys with the mountains are my favorite. Yeah, I love that one. I don't know why they went back to the boring one. But okay, here's what happened. It was the first Harry Potter, and I was getting a theater all seated and ready to go, and a kid, this little, I think it was a little boy, he had gotten like one of those kids meals, and because there was just utter chaos going on, and his mom was dealing with so many other people, his meal got knocked out.
Yeah.
And he was crying about it, and I'm like, yeah, we can totally take care of this for you, ma'am. Like, you know, we get it. And I went to the concession stand, and they pulled the bullshit that I still remember to this day. Like, unfortunately, with kids meals, you can't refund them.
Really?
I'm like, are you kidding me? They don't repeal this even on a weekend where they know it's going to be a kids movie? Like, even as a 19-year-old, no, I was 18 still. As an 18-year-old dude, I knew that was a bad idea. Mm-hmm. Because you just piss off the family. Mm-hmm. So I didn't tell anybody about this, and maybe Jeff knew. I don't know. I paid for a new kids meal, and I sent it over and just told them I got a refill on it. And I never told them that I paid for a new one or anything like that.
Oh.
And then all I know at this given moment is the movie has started, and I did not recognize his face right off the bat. But this dude that is taller than me comes up. He's like, "Come here, buddy." And I'm like, "Fuck." I'm gonna get yelled at, and because it's Harry Potter, and parents are mad, and all that, and then this dude who is taller than whatever, he just comes up, he says, "I know that Larry doesn't let you do this, but this didn't happen," and he puts a $20 bill in my it was like a vest pocket kind of thing. And I looked up later, and I'm like, wait, I know that face. And yeah, it was Jeff Hornacek.
Wow.
But the cool part is like, according to my management, like, he was actually one of the nicer jazz players that they've ever dealt with. Because, like, him and Mark Eaton. Mark Eaton was also a really nice guy when he went to the movies. Because they dealt with a lot of the jazz roster because, you know, Larry gave them benefits for that. And I'm sure somebody's going to ask this question. Okay, who was the worst you ever dealt with? I'm sad to say it was Brian Russell. I don't think it was Brian's fault, but dude was having a bad day, and I recognized him right off the bat because, you know, I kind of learned my lesson when I saw a super tall guy give me a tip. So I started paying attention to super tall guys. And Brian Russell came in, and he was... what was he seeing? He was seeing Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
Well, you can remember that?
Yes, because Kung Pao is a great movie.
Okay.
That's why. I don't remember Jeff Hornacek's story because it's Harry Potter, because at that point I wasn't a fan yet.
Yeah.
I just remember the chaos that was Harry Potter weekend. Mm-hmm. But with Brian Russell, I remember it was Kung Pao Into the Fist. It was like a Tuesday, and I guess he was just having a bad day, and he was being a snarky bastard. So when I pointed him in his theater, he's like, "Yeah, what the fuck ever." And at the time, this is another reason why I remember it. It was just after the 2002 Olympics, and I was kind of in the same mood as Brian was because I didn't give 10 Fs at that point. We'd had to deal with the most insane 10 days ever at that time. And then later that year, we had Spider-Man and Star Wars Episode 2. So, and some Yahoo decided it'd be a good idea for the theater to be open 24 hours during Star Wars weekend.
That was bad.
Yes, it was.
Because I'm getting all nostalgic and all that.
Man, imagine telling those stories to my dad.
I've told him.
Oh, really?
I've told him to him. Yep. I probably haven't told them in that level of detail, but I've told him that I got a tip from Jeff Hornacek. So, did I get one for Mark Eaton? No. No, Mark Eaton I just felt bad for, because if you guys didn't know this, Mark Eaton for the longest time was like 7'4", 7'5". And so, dude had back problems. Because he had to duck for everything. Like, going into those megaplex halls, he had to duck for him, because he was too freaking tall.
Is it Deion Sanders?
Deion Sanders.
Came in my mom's cafe a few years ago. Seemed like a really nice guy. I'll see if I can get the pic he took of us.
See, a lot of athletes are actually really good dudes, from what I've been told. There are some that, like, because I think Brian Russell is from, like, I can't remember, like, one of the big cities. I think it was, like, Chicago or New York or something like that. So at that point, I guess I kind of get it. But if you get, like, somebody who was, like, he went to college in Oklahoma or something like that, you'll get a nice guy. An absolutely nice guy. The other one that I can say was also a nice guy was, crap, I can never remember his name, but I think he was on the same team as Sean Bradley when Bradley was at BYU. Nice guy. As you can imagine, guys, I've not dealt with, like, football players, because we don't, like, Utah doesn't get them.
Utah doesn't get football.
We don't have a team here.
Oh.
We don't have an NFL team, so... Like, the only major professional sport we have is NBA. Because we had an NHL team for a while, but then the Grizzlies went to, I think it's the IHL. So it's not considered it's not amateur, but it's like international. And the international leagues don't get as much coverage in the regular sports papers.
What, you want to go to Maria now?
No, not yet. Sean
Okay.
Bradley Ibsy? Is that what you said?
Ibsy. Seen him play in Dallas. That dude is great.
No, he's a giant. Yeah, because he's up there in the 7 foot. I've seen pictures of Sean Bradley. And of course, I know Sean Bradley because of Space Jam. But I also knew because in Utah, if you don't keep track of who the big athletes coming out of the University of Utah and BYU are, then people literally, for the longest time, would act like you were living under a rock.
Really?
Oh, yeah, the Holy War is a big thing. Especially for a guy. I think one of the first things your dad asked me when I dated you was, are you a BYU fan or a U of U fan? I'm like, I'm neither.
He did ask you that?
I think he did, yeah. And I probably surprised him when I said that, yeah, I'm neither. Because if I picked a side, then one side of my family would hate me.
Oh yeah, because you have family there.
Because, yeah, 7'6". So, yeah, he was slightly taller than Eaton in his prime. So, yeah, my grandpa on my mom's side had U of U season tickets. Or, like, season pass, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
And then my grandfather on my dad's side had a BYU season ticket. So it's just like, okay, it doesn't matter who I cheer for, I'm going to get struck by lightning either way. So I don't cheer for either of them. That night, he's not good. Like, the last time I literally kept track of
of players that came out of those. Last time for BYU football was Ty Detmer, who went to the Eagles, I want to say. If he went anywhere else, I don't know. I mean, I found out after the fact that Steve Young was from BYU after I saw him as a quarterback for the Niners. So, and then Sean Bradley for BYU and Keith Van Horn for U of U. Mainly because with Keith Van Horn, the 10 o'clock news would never shut up about it.
Oh my god.
Are you kidding me? This has happened how many times now?
I don't know.
Well, I guess I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth now, am I? Freaking hell!
Splash damage.
Yes, I splashed that butt. No, screw you. Fuck. Damn it. That was actually a good run, considering how many risks I took. Seriously, he is terror sore. So there you go, J-Rock. That is like the extent of my sports knowledge. That and when I was a kid, I thought Bo Jackson was freaking cool because he played both football and baseball at the same time. But I actually did ask the question of, like, why didn't more athletes do that? I know why now, but I was young and naive. I mean, if you want to ask about pro wrestling, I probably know more about that. Just because I do actually keep up a good portion with what's going on. Just don't ask me what happened at Raw. I didn't watch. I don't have time to be able to watch. Although I did see the All Out results, and holy shit. Vince is in trouble.
Why is he in trouble?
Because he lost 3 premier talent over the weekend to AEW. You know, the competition that's not competition. 2 of those athletes were prime draws for him. And he was already reeling from the fact he wasn't the one that got CM Punk. So What did you think about Punk's return? Oh, it was glorious. Holy crap! I was crying with him.
Really?
Yeah, because so this is hard to explain without going into the whole thing. So, J-Rock, I hope you don't mind. CM Punk.
I don't know who that is, no.
So he is a pro wrestler that started at the age of, I want to say, 16. So he went off and did like independent wrestling and things like that since 16. And most of the stuff he did was like backyard wrestling. Okay.
Okay.
So unauthorized to the most extent. Like you had people in backyard wrestling who were literally jumping off of houses onto people. So Punk started that way in the ring and gained a huge reputation in the indies in his lifetime. Enough so that he eventually got noticed by World Wrestling Entertainment, who decided, okay, we'll take a chance on Punk. And they never liked him. Like, he was everything Vince hates. He was a small guy. He was covered in tattoos, covered in piercings, like everything. Vince loves, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger when Arnold was a bodybuilder, okay? He loves Grecian gods. It's why he loved, like, Hulk Hogan for so many years. And so Punk is literally everything that's opposite to that. And he was brought in, and he was a huge draw, and Vince never properly utilized him. But he worked him to death. So much so that in the year of 2014, Punk developed a staph infection, one that WWE refused to treat, kept giving him, I mean, I don't think I need to explain a staph infection to you, right? Because you probably have to deal with them. Yeah, their answer to a staph infection, Andrea, was to give him nothing but Z-Packs.
Okay.
Which you know doesn't do anything.
That just depends on the organism.
Well, not the one he was doing. It was a full-blown staph infection, and yeah, that was one of the biggest pops I've ever seen too, and it was glorious. Yeah, he had a full-blown staph infection. He quit the company because he literally was just like when he went to a doctor to eventually get the staph infection taken care of, he didn't know what this was at the time. He was told by the doctor, you should be dead right now, because he had been dealing with symptoms from that since November of the previous year, and the last pay-per-view he did was the Royal Rumble, which would be January of the next year. So for like 3 months, he was dealing with symptoms of staph infection, and all they ever did to treat it was give him Z-Packs. So he was told, like, yeah, you should be dead right now. So long story short, he quit wrestling for 7 years because World Wrestling Entertainment just soured him on what he was very passionate about up until that point. And after 7 long years, he came back to pro wrestling 3 weeks ago. And he came back to his hometown of Chicago. And it was actually a really cool moment. Like, he came out in All Elite Wrestling, and he just, like, dude was in tears at the stage when he was listening to the audience react to him being there. It's actually really cool and really heartfelt. Because you would get, like, you'd get these shots of Punk with tears in his eyes, and then the audience is crying to see him. And I've seen additional footage of it. It's beautiful. But yeah, no kidding. It was one of the best pops I've ever heard for a returning wrestler. But then again, like, AEW has had a lot of those. Especially Daniel Bryan. Or, I'm sorry, Bryan Danielson.
That's not a good spot. Back up.
I did not want to do that, but okay. I'll go ahead and do that. I should not have looked at the health bar.
Don't look at me.
Oh. Yeah, he's cut in half. Whoa.
Does the lava
He
hurt?
is bleeding lava.
Oh, run away from him for a minute. Okay.
He is bleeding lava.
Can you shoot him in the face?
Just.
No!
Fuck! Alright, well, we got there. Being in Chicago made it that much more better, too. Yes, because he is a Chicago native, and they love him. They love Punk. Yeah, also Punk, Geek of the Geeks. It's actually kind of funny. One of his rituals going to the ring, he actually screams, "It's clobbering time." You know, the Thing's catchphrase.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Vince is probably eating his fingernails right now because CM Punk, which he was never going to get, and then he was in contract negotiations for Bryan Danielson, for Adam Cole, and for I don't remember what her actual name is. I think it's Ruby Soho, who is Ruby Riott in WWE, and guess who all debuted at All Out? All three of them, plus a New Japan athlete. So, yeah, that worked out so well for them. I got to admit, like, I saw that, and it kind of reignited my desire to watch wrestling. Okay, I'm going to be quiet this time, and we'll see if it... You know he is, yep. He is biting his nails so hard. Okay.
What, you mean?
I'll talk about it in a minute.
No, that's okay.
What I was saying was, so Vince McMahon lost 3 premier talents
Really?
off of his WWE roster, so at this point he's probably biting his nails.
Oh, okay.
Because he lost a lot of money draw to All Elite Wrestling, you know, the promotion that he thought was nothing,
Yeah.
that continued to beat their developmental property, NXT. And so much so that NXT had to move to another night, apparently. Yeah. Yeah, Vince needs to figure shit out. And probably the best thing that he could possibly do would be retire, which he never will do. Because Vince is a superstitious old man and literally thinks that if he stops working, that will be the day he dies. All right. Yeah, given the weekend, I'll have to see if one of my cousins is actually going to be there so that him and me can talk CM Punk. Because I honestly want to know what he thought about that debut. All right. Okay. Quiet time. Okay. Every time I think I've got the distance down, then he smacks me, and it's like, oh, hi. Love to see you too. Did you like the Hardy Boys? I wasn't a big fan of the Hardy Boys. Just because they looked like every dude that I ever saw at Hot Topic. I was actually a Dudley Boys fan.
The Hardy Boys?
Yes. There's a tag team in the WWE called the Hardy Boys. Because they literally are named Matt and Jeff Hardy. So the Hardy Boys. Same thing with the Dudley Boys. You had Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley. And I will also say this. As far as singles careers are concerned, I like more what Matt has done than Jeff. Jeff, you're talking to one guy who never bought what Jeff was about and always thought it would be a better idea for him to think more about his career longevity. And I was actually one of those people going, he has to be on some kind of drugs because this guy would just destroy his body. And guess what? He was on drugs, and he continues to be on drugs. There's no such thing as rehab for Jeff Hardy. It's getting to a point where I think Jeff honestly needs to pay back Vince for all the rehab that he has done, that he has paid for Jeff. At least with Matt, you know, he's had some interesting ideas, you know, because, you know, we used to love watching the Matt Hardy. Yeah, you remember these videos, right, on YouTube? Because our girls loved them.
Oh,
it's
Max
so
Hardy?
hard being Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was him. That's Matt Hardy.
Oh.
So at that point, like, you love those, and the girls loved him. He's also the broken Matt Hardy, so, like, what I envision Editor Drak looks like. Because he was the guy who was like, yeah, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's one half of the Hardy Boys. need to go see if he made any more of those, because those are funny. I had to get myself out of a hotel room and take my kids to Disney World. And then I had to sign autographs for everybody who recognized me. It is so hard being Matt Hardy. I love the grin every time. Like, he looks like he's on the verge of tears, and then...
Yeah. Probably puffed at the lip or something, and like smiles.
Yeah, exactly. No, like, he's just like...
Oh, yeah.
You know, I love that. Matt's a freaking genius as far as I'm concerned, because he's had, what, 4 characters in his wrestling career, J-Rock? Yeah, because he had Hardy Boys Matt Hardy, and then he had Matt Hardy version 1.0, and then he had Matt Hardy version 2.0, and now he has Broken Matt.
You don't understand how hard this is.
Be Matt Hardy. Yeah.
I think Arya liked it more than...
Arya loved it. Well, Melody was young when he started doing that stuff, so like she wasn't on board with it. But I guarantee you, if I showed one, Melody would be giggling. I also just love the fact that he brought his family into the Broken gimmick. Because, like, his wife is a former wrestler, and then they have 3 sons. And the way that... So, this is the funniest part about the whole Broken gimmick. Is Broken Matt Hardy literally believes he is, like, a 1,000-year-old soul who is inhabiting the body of Matt Hardy to help him through this condition. But it's not just him that is possessed. So his wife is possessed, and so she like whenever she makes an appearance, it's because she's like playing the piano to play him to the stage. And then his 3 boys, all are like basically little mini Broken Matt Hardys, and he's brought them out to the ring and had them do like matches where they win really easy because they're like, I think the oldest one is 9 or 10, maybe even older than that at this point now. Since they live in the remote woods of North Carolina, he has I can't remember if it's a dog or like a giraffe or something, and he makes the joke that it's a kangaroo, and it has the reincarnated soul of George Washington in it.
Yeah, Jeff is Jeff for sure. He used to be my favorite. Always loved Matt too, and how he's handled himself.
Yeah.
The whole Broken thing is genius.
Yes, it's great. Which I find it funny. Like Vince had fire in the palm of his hand, and he just didn't get the Broken gimmick. So at that point, thanks, man, appreciate it. And they did a Broken Hardy match, and Vince didn't get it, and he never allowed him to do it again.
Really?
Yes, it was so dumb. Like he had a moneymaker in the palm of his hands, and he just let it go. And the only reason he ever gave for it was he doesn't get it. Because if Vince gets it, it's a moneymaker, right? That hasn't been true since the 90s. Two, 3, 4.
Looks like one of those bird things from WoW too, as well.
Oh, you mean like the wicker things from Drustvar?
Yeah, or the, you know, just like in I can't remember. Shadow. Oh, one of the places in Outland.
Shadowmoon Valley?
Maybe that's probably what I'm thinking.
Oh, the Arakoa? I guess I kind of see that. Alright, what time is it?
8:33.
Okay, we're gonna move on to Maria.
They had a
A show called The Hardy Show, yeah. Back in the day after Matt was fired, Jeff was outbeat? Is that what it says?
back in the day after Matt was fired, Jeff was out the.
Well, because Jeff left due to all of the charges that he had. Because dude was not living a healthy lifestyle at all. And even Matt had issues, but eventually Matt kind of got over them, and through his getting over it, he came up with the Broken Universe. Or Out of His Mind, yeah.
Oh.
Yes, Jeff needs to get out of wrestling. I know there's no easy way to say it. Jeff needs to get out of wrestling. Because it doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't do good things to him. I don't know, maybe, you know, him sitting on the bench doesn't help either, but because, you know, when he goes to do a match at WWE or anywhere, people expect a Jeff Hardy match, and he just destroys himself. Even Edge and, like, the both Dudleys have said that happens. Edge and Christian have said that happens. Vince has even attested that kind of happens. Okay, here we go. Have my werewolf babies, take one. One of these guys has to die tonight. Oh, well, I didn't mean to do that, but...
I didn't know how his body is still intact.
Nobody knows. I think even Matt and maybe even Jeff's family are trying to figure that out. Dude has like 2 girls, I think, and I think one of the girls has even been asked, like, in a wrestling show, like, are you gonna be like your dad? I hope not. Yeah, what we're basically saying, Andrea, is, like, Jeff Hardy's motif is just to do the most insane thing possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if there's a moment where he could be jumping off of a 10-foot ladder down onto a 10-foot ladder with 2 guys piled on top of it, he'll do it. He'll jump, and he'll break that ladder. Hell, put 3 other ladders under it, and he'll break those too. And that's Jeff Hardy's career in a nutshell.
Oh, wow.
That, like, he will do everything he can to literally break himself.
Mm. You wish you could buy dual wield.
Kind of, yeah. But you can only dual wield if it's the gimmick of the blade. So I have another blade that does it, but
Yeah, I know.
it's lame.
Man, if you're gonna run into her, at least shoot her then. Otherwise, dodge the... Dodge!
Thanks, Piccolo. Alright, here comes the blood portion. Crap. Ow!
Oh!
Fuck. Okay.
He's a madman. That's what I loved, but at the same time thinking, damn, take it easy.
Well, the dude is...
Gonna be rough as hell the older he gets.
He's what, in his 40s now, isn't he? I think he's in his late 30s, early 40s. And he's still doing that.
Crazy then
Yeah.
to be doing something like
He's
that.
had a very unorthodox career. And I don't know how he's ended up to be the more famous of the 2 Hardy brothers. It should be Matt, because of how many ways Matt has creatively been able to reinvent himself. But he is. Jeff's the popular one because he did everything to wreck his body.
Oh, so the other brother is named Jeff?
Yes. That's who we've been talking about. That's Matt's brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jeff has literally gone to the ring high as a kite on pain pills.
Really?
Yes, because, like, doing all that, I mean, eventually you get some kind of opioid addiction, right?
You've got to be 40, but no. Heal.
That's why I'm jumping so far away. Fuck. And he's got like 2 little girls. So, yeah, stop it, Jeff. Just retire. He's so hard to watch. Yeah, Jeff Hardy is actually like he's embarrassed himself, I think, a few times. He's gotten a lot of DUIs. But the biggest thing was he was... I've got to tell this story. I'm sorry. I know you're a fan of Jeff, but it has to be told. Jeff was in a company called TNA Wrestling. This was when WWE was like, no, we're not having anything to do with you because you wreck yourself. And so he was working for TNA, and he decided to go hide in a corner somewhere, which is what he usually did, and then he went off and took a bunch of drugs. And he was the main event for that pay-per-view that night. He was going to be facing another wrestler by the name of Sting, and he went to the ring high as a fucking kite. Which, in pro wrestling, you don't want to do, because, like, you are not in charge of your faculties when you're high. So, you know, the whole purpose of pro wrestling is to be as soft with your opponent as possible so you can continue to do, like, these weird high spots. If you're high, you can't hold back. He could have... And the guy he was wrestling, Sting, he was in his 60s. Like, he could have easily killed the guy if he had done the wrong move. And so Sting had to do the merciful thing and actually lock him down and basically rig the match to end in Sting's favor instead of Jeff.
Yeah.
So that Jeff could go and get some frickin' rehab.
You gotta heal.
Okay. Ow!
Oh.
Damn it!
Never mind. LOL.
Did you see when he came out wasted against... Yeah, at Sting, against Sting at TNA. I have seen the match. And he should not have come out.
Great thing Sting is such a pro and just ended that shit right away. Jeff even tried getting out of...
To your point of
pin
potentially hurting someone. Yeah,
to
Sting had to literally hold him down and actually give him a move. Like, the whole purpose of this is to make sure that you don't cause that kind of bodily harm so you can continue to do it. Pro wrestling is literally falling down for a living.
Oh, yeah.
Like it is. It's like Ric Flair has said many times. Wrestling's not fake, it's choreographed.
Mm-hmm.
And so Sting actually had to give him a scorpion death drop to get him out of the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Basically just slam his face to the mat and then pin him. Because again, Sting was like, at the time, he was 60. At least I think he was. Damn it. Yeah, he had to have been 60 at that point. I mean, Sting, like, this was pre-WWE. Like, let me give you an example of somebody who wasn't intentionally gonna screw him. He had a match in WWE against a guy by the name of Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
And one of Seth's, like, premier moves was called the curb stomp. Basically, he takes his foot and then, like, through basically using each other's momentum, he makes it look like he literally stomps your face into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't remember what went wrong in that exactly, but Sting suffered a major concussion and literally, like, they were just going on the match as they usually do, and Sting literally lost the use of his legs. Just out of nowhere.
Wow.
Like, he didn't know why, and so I believe the original story for it was Sting was going to win, and instead Seth had to win because Sting couldn't finish the match. And that's literally the last match Sting had in the WWE, because he, like...
You might as well shoot her.
What was that? Great things... yeah, I could. Yeah, the whole point of pro wrestling is being able to trust your opponent to be able to be as good with you as possible, and vice versa. Mm-hmm. If you're high, you can't trust that. It's one of the reasons Ric Flair has such a reputation. Like, you know, he had such a notable reputation for being, like, the best guy to work with in the business. He would make you look good, and he would also make your hits look good, and then his hits would look good. Mm. And I'm sure somebody is going to come in and go, wrestling's fake. Yeah, it is. And I follow Rick's rule on this, which is wrestling's not fake, it's choreographed.
It's what? Choreographed?
It's choreographed. Because the athleticism is real. Like, you have people who are doing huge gymnastic stunts in the ring and able to do so without needlessly injuring their opponent. Damn it. I mean, I've told you this before. Like, they actually do, like, go for a lot of potential athletes to become pro wrestlers, and one of them is gymnasts.
Mm-hmm.
Because the gymnasts are usually the ones that are the high flyers and will jump off of the turnbuckle, do, like, a 720 splash, and then land on them. And they'll make it look easy. I think Ricochet was one of them, wasn't it? J-Rock might know that better than me. I think Ricochet was a gymnast before he started being a pro wrestler. Why did you not block? This was a bad attempt from minute one.
Maria is secretly a guy there.
You are just that jealous, aren't you? You don't want me to go off and have werewolf babies with her, and so now you're saying she's a he? Phobe? Istophobe? You istophobe? I don't even know what you are. You're an istophobe. That's what you are. You're just jealous. You're jealous of this pixelated man-woman, even though you technically have me. I'll carry this gag to the grave.
No, it just looks like the design almost, like the face looks off.
I get it. Shit. Okay, blood time. Oh, those blood swords, they hurt so hard. Have my werewolf baby! I wish I could be mad at her, but then she omai wa shindarus me to the ground, and it's just like, son of a bitch, I can't be mad at you. Ah, hey, Jiro. Ding!
Hello, Zero. Ding ding.
Should have seen that coming. Oh, this is irritating. I want one of them dead. I really just want one of them dead. If it means I have to be, like, deadly quiet, then I have to be deadly quiet.
If you were to insert a type of music here, what would you insert?
I like the music that's already here, actually.
Ow!
Ow! You don't Bato Jutsu me! She Bato Jutsu'd me! She went chink! Schwank! Stop it! I will pull my dick out right now and make you have my werewolf babies! Stop being badass! Stop it! Stop it, Maria!
You died.
I did. Welcome to die! I should be playing these on PC so that I can have, like, all the mods. There's, like, all your base are belong to us. Welcome to die.
Insert Sunny D injections.
I'm injecting Kool-Aid into my bloodstream just for you. Oh, hi.
That'd be funny if you could cut your head off. Are you done?
Well, no. I mean, we still got stream. So
I'm just saying. Are you done letting her kick your butt?
yes, no.
Then
yes.
kick hers.
Yes, ma'am.
You could be like Mustang and burn her to the ground.
Okay. You do actually get tired of seeing that screen. You do actually get tired of seeing it after a while. Shit. Okay. If I haven't downed her by 9:30, I'm going back to Lauren's. What's really sad is that I'm getting close. Like, I'm getting her down to that 3/4 health. Or 1/4 health left. And I have shit like this happen. It's not fair, damn it. It's not fair. Of course, the one time that I randomly get lucky and I get to stab her, that's when she gets gun happy and kills me.
Mm-hmm.
F you too, sweetheart. I'm really starting to get worried, guys, because I want to finish this game on stream, but part of me is like, you know what? You ought to start playing off stream and just see how well you do. But I don't have time. Okay, blood phase again. Thanks. Appreciate it. F you too! You know, she's starting to be less and less attractive. I'm just saying, guys. She's starting to be a little less attractive. Starting to not want her to have my werewolf babies. I'm just saying. I could use stronger language, but that wouldn't get me anywhere. It might get me smacked at the end of the day. By the way, how was everybody's Labor Day? I genuinely am curious.
Well, we took our kids.
We went to the pool.
We went to the pool, and our kids enjoyed it.
Well, because we had a new pool open up that was like an outdoor playground and water. And so we're like, hey, let's take our kids there and see how interested they get. I think it was safe to say it was a success.
You know, for how many times you managed to get behind her and smack her, too bad you couldn't throw in a frickin' backstab.
Well, I could.
I know.
But a backstab requires like full-on effort.
I know,
In
which
this
is
game.
sad. Oh. Hard to say.
All right, played Apex and some Stardew. Okay. You play Stardew Valley? I'm actually kind of shocked by that, Jiro. Because every time I talk to you, like, you're into shooters and all that. You played Stardew Valley? Jeez, I might actually have to bring Stardew to the channel. Or back to the channel. Somebody might actually be happy.
You wish you guys could, like...
I actually do have subscribers that came to me when I streamed Stardew Valley for the first time, and they get mad that I never bring Stardew back. And it's not because I don't want to, it's because, like, I'm not sure how to do it.
Here's a way you can do it. You just put on some Stardew Valley, do what you normally do, and just chat.
That's not what I mean.
Oh.
Like, usually I'm doing playthroughs, but Stardew is like a constant game. I don't even think Stardew has an ending.
Well, yeah. Well, you just do it like you're doing like
Oh, you and your wife play co-op. Okay, all right.
it's just like you're just playing while you're chatting with the chat.
And then people will tell me how I do bad, and why the F are you growing strawberries, you idiot?
Why does that matter?
Because I want to make money. That's really the only reason I play Stardew Valley, is to make money. Oh, J-Rock even bought Stardew Valley. Okay, well, I guess I'll bring a Stardew Valley at some point. Did you guys watch the Stardew Valley Cup? Where they had to use divorce strategy.
Well, the main game is trying to date a character, but you can also marry the people you play with.
Can you really? I didn't even know you could do that now. Not even fair.
Just bought Stardew Valley on my phone. It is very good.
It is. I love
it. Is it any good? He was...
Stardew Valley? Yeah, no, it is. I love it. Well, the main game, yeah, it's trying to date a character, and then you could keep going on. Then you could divorce them, and you could go marry somebody else. No, for me, the game is, and it sounds silly, but I like making money in it. Because I'd love to see those numbers in my real life. I'd love to have my bank account reflect my Stardew Valley account, okay? I'm just saying. But I do like making a lot of money. Even if you marry someone, you can get each character hearts up, just not marry them. Yeah, you can. Because I think divorcing was like a later feature.
And then they will never trust you again after that.
No, they basically what happens is you go down to 0 hearts, and then they just act like nothing happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Heck, Stardew Valley was really progressive because you could actually date the same gender if you wanted to. Shit!
Hell yeah. LOL. Some of them characters act worse than you marry them, which is funny.
Yes, I've heard that too. Like the one character that I refuse, like some friends have gotten mad at me that I will not convince or that I will not ever pursue this chick. There's like basically a blonde bimbo in it. She's just popular girl. She drives me crazy, and apparently she treats you like garbage if you marry her.
Really?
Yes. Because at that point, like, she's kind of that stereotypical cheerleader girl. Is like, I don't want to have to work for a living. You should go work for a living.
Okay.
But then you also have a male version of that, and he's like captain of the football team or whatever.
Interesting.
The other one I've heard is Pam. She's like the town drunk. Like, she's the bus driver, but she hates her life, and so she's like the town drunk. And so she'll treat you like trash, too. Which, I mean, that works for some guys and girls. Oh my gosh. What time is it?
9/11.
I almost want to go to Lawrence just to have a change of scenery.
All right.
Maria's getting frustrating.
One more attempt and then we're going back to Lawrence. Maybe just for the heck of it, just keep shooting her until you get lucky to do all the stabs. What do you got to lose on that?
Fuck!
And when you do, you don't get to stab him.
I need a change of scenery. I need a change of scenery. Maria's making me mad. It's like, because I'm just making stupid decisions.
Now what happened to the Drak on Saturday when he was like praising her?
I'm kind of over it now. It's like, okay, well, she's killing me in really cool ways, and I'm getting kind of pissed about it. It's totally not because I'm 2 hours into this thing and I really want to kill one of them.
I was hoping we were gonna be so dang lucky and kill them both.
Is it like Harvest Moon with more to it? Yes, it is. It's Harvest Moon meets Diablo in a lot of ways. Like, if you played the new one, the new kind of Harvest Moon that they make now called Rune Factory, Stardew Valley is very similar to it. Minus, like, all the RPG factors that Rune Factory put into it. Because you not only can, raise your own farm and sell your crops and everything like that, but you can also go adventuring and tons of awesome stuff that you can do. That's kind of why I like it. It's kind of open-ended, so at that point, if you don't want to do, let's just say, like, if you don't want to go do gardening, you can go and work in the mines to go adventure. You can do that. Well, you'll have to farm a little bit before that unlocks, but You get my point. And I also like the fact that it, even Harvest Moon games end. Because they had to program an ending to it. But Stardew is just, it's open-ended. You can keep doing it. You can just keep running the seasons over and over and over again and be your own professional farmer and whatnot. You suck.
Oh yeah, they added an option to give the drunk a house to replace her trailer.
Did they? Like to replace Pam's trailer? And she still treats you like trash? That's bullshit. No. Come on, Cthulhu, kill them. It's okay, Cthulhu, kill them. Before they aggro onto me. I screw you. It's actually kind of funny. Stardew Valley has made me want to go look into the retro Harvest Moons and just try them out. Just see what I missed. Just because Stardew Valley is actually a really good game to relax to. It's not a game you have to be super good at. He's lost control of his arm.
Yeah, and don't get near him when he's in the tirade there. He'll probably kill ya.
Maybe. Jeez, okay. That's a new one. He stabbed me. Usually he just... This time he said, screw you! Hi, Haas. I know you're a fake person. Stop subscribing. Nobody touch Haas's account. He will hack you.
Where did it show? Oh, there?
Mm-hmm. I just barely saw it. Haas 3112 again.
Oh.
Hi, Haas. You're a bot. I love Twitch. They can't handle their frickin' bots ever. So you know what? I'm gonna bounce a question J-Rock asked earlier into the stream to you guys. So he was asking me, like, what is the hardest game you've ever played? Since we're talking about Stardew Valley, I'm going to change it around a little bit. What is your favorite genre to play to unwind at the end of the day? Like, what do you have to play to be able to unwind at the end of the day? Is it Stardew Valley? Or is it, I don't know, a shooter? Or a roguelike?
Maybe it would probably be an adventure or platforming or something.
Yeah, you're gonna have to clarify that because
I don't know.
Point and click adventure is not it. And that's every time somebody says adventure to me, that's what I think. I'm just getting greedy at this point. Adventure equals Zelda for me. So, like, let me clarify that for you, Zero. So, like, will you sit back and play one Zelda game, or will you, like, just roll through them? I mean, obviously, if there's a brand new Zelda game, you're playing it. But, like, right now, are you in your umpteenth playthrough of Breath of the Wild? Kind of thing. So that's cool to me. For example, my older brother is in his, like, 20 plus playthrough of Link's Awakening. Because he loves how short the game is. Like, he can just go bust through a dungeon and be okay with it, and then he can go do that again. And as soon as he hits the end of the game, he's like, oh, okay, I'll play again. Same thing would happen with me for Metroidvanias. I love Metroidvanias. So if there's a brand spanking new Metroid, that's what I'm saying, guys. T-minus 32 days. I confused the hell out of Andrea earlier today.
Well, I didn't remember about that.
T-minus 32 days until you guys just don't fucking see me for like 2 months, because I will have a new freaking Metroid game. He took my art. Zelda was always the ones for me. Okay. When I hear adventure games, I think of Zelda. I couldn't play it again like that. My problem is I play games randomly. Okay, why is that a problem? I can't even count how many times I've played Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. See, I've played Ocarina of Time a lot. Majora's Mask can go F itself.
Oh my gosh.
In my opinion, I didn't like Majora's Mask like other people. And I have been told by some that I'm like one of the few cases where Majora's Mask 3D would fix a lot of the problems that I have. We'll see.
Me, it would be Harry Potter.
Yeah. Are you sure about that? Because something tells me that would be swapped out for Resident Evil these days.
Well, I haven't even gotten through a lot.
I think you... as soon as you get through the series, I could totally see you just, like, randomly pick up a survival horror.
Probably.
Some might say I've created a monster. I would agree with you. But a lovable monster. I can see why people didn't care for it. Yeah, that's what you're one of the J-Rock. You are awesome, and here is why. Because you're one of the few Majora's Mask fans that gets that. Because I don't know how many times I think it was Aldo. Aldo just didn't get why I didn't like Majora's Mask. And when 3D was announced, he was like totally stoked. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go dig out my N64 copy and play through it again." I'm like, "No, F this game." It's like, why? Why do you hate it? And I, like, every time I named a bunch of reasons, he was just like, "Oh, those are great. I don't know why you just hate things." And then I'd have to deal with a tirade from him and Alex about how I hate everything.
Like, I get bored after 1 to 2 hours of Final Fantasy VIII recently, then jump to Blaster Master Zero, then play some Wild Arms 3,
Gotcha,
then maybe play Destiny 2.
You know what? No, that makes sense. I kind of do that too, in a weird way. Like, I can get committed to a game, but then Andrea's kind of seen this where out of nowhere, I get a craving to play something different. And then I play that for like a month, and then I go back. The side quest made it for me. Yeah, you're talking to a guy who hates side questing. Like, if you don't give me a damn good reason to side quest, I refuse. And in my opinion, the Great Deity's Mask is not a good enough reason to side quest. Especially since I've actually fought Majora without it, and Majora's not that hard.
Hi, Rising Sun.
Oh, good. And now Rising Sun can get mad at me for not using my Sunny D properly.
stick him in the butthole there.
I'm doing that as much as I can, honey. I don't know if you've noticed, but yeah, I'm trying to stick it in the butthole as many times as I can.
Just stopping by to tell you I'm about to go watch anime.
Screw you! Screw you and your animus! That's it. You know what, Andrea? Remove Twin Tails from the Geek News Marathon night list. Fine, I've had it. Remove it. Oh, holy shit! Holy shit!
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I was literally alive again.
J-Rock says the time limit was the worst when I first played it.
Oh yeah, I hate that frickin' time limit. But I have heard that Majora's Mask 3D kind of fixes the problems with that time limit, so we'll find out. Oh! Oh my gosh! Second phase!
Back up! Wow, he's fast even without his legs.
Yep.
Ow! Too bad you can't shoot him. Stun the fucking crap out of him.
Oh, there we go. I knew that he had to do something with lava.
The side quest made it for me. Oh my gosh. Back out! Heal! For the love of... Heal.
Oh my gosh! Yes! Yeah, baby! Yes! Fuck you, Lawrence! I am so glad that these bosses do not have like suicide moves like in Castlevania, because I would die at every one of them, and that would probably mean I'd have to fight him again.
Yep. That reaction was worth it. I'll stay a couple of minutes at least.
Yeah, Drak won. I feel like ranged weapons would be good for this fight. Yeah, no kidding.
Yay.
I'm not kidding. Get rid of Twin Tails off that list. I mean, I love you, man, but no. Sometimes there are better priority. There are higher priorities.
Go lit that freaking lantern.
There are higher priorities, and those higher priorities are... I'm losing my train of thought because the adrenaline high. Sometimes there are priorities higher than anime, okay? I'm just saying.
Yay, we downed him!
3D was cool, but it's also rare for me to not like any of the games. Well, yeah, I mean, there are a few that I don't. The biggest argument I think I've had recently is with Alex about the CDI games.
Hello, I honor and
Because
I will twin.
Alex is of the opinion the CDI games should be canon, and the Nintendo should go in and remake them. And it'll never happen, but he keeps saying, like, you know, if I had a choice to do something there, I'd have Wanda Gamelon, Faces of Evil, and Zelda's Adventure remade.
Very
Are you
well.
saying about the
Let me
Zelda CDIs?
Yeah, that's Alex, not me.
Oh.
Alex believes that they should
Farewell,
totally be
me.
remade.
Good shit. Good.
But I didn't get to see Drak die, so I might have to unsub. No! Screw you! Screw you!
Then where were you? We died like plenty of times.
That's not my fault. That's a personal problem. I love that I'm just yelling at people now. It's like, screw you guys!
He's got blue.
Oh, embrace rune. Assume the form of a ghastly beast. Interesting. Okay. That's an interesting one to have. All right. Well, you know what that means, Andrea. We only have one left, which means Maria has to die.
Yep. Well, at least we downed one.
Really quick.
Thank goodness.
Like, what were we working on? Oh, skill? You know what? Really quick. I'm going to nuke this out really quick. Hopefully people will be patient with me. I'm going to see if I can get 40k. I was distracted by Final Fantasy XIV and I forgot what else. Oh, okay. So you're playing FF14 and you're playing WoW. I can't help but wonder if there's a weird joke that I could make there. So, yeah, we have a lot of Zelda in there. For me, Metroid has always been a go-to. Like, I remember, before... I got this question a while back, and I'll answer it now. Because I kept on saying that I spent so much time in Samus Returns, and I did. I spent a lot of time in there. People wanted to know if I'd put any additional time into other Metroid games. And yes, Metroid Zero Mission, like my original GBA cartridge got so many miles. I'm not shitting you.
In Final Fantasy XIV, I got distracted by how good the professions quests were.
I've heard that. Which to me makes me kind of happy, you know, for WoW players who love the professions and always wanted like more out of those systems.
What kind of professions do they have?
Oh, I don't even know. I'm pretty sure there's a myriad of professions.
And you didn't do it?
I've never played 14.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
I'm kind of surprised.
MMOs are such a commitment.
Oh, okay. So it's that one's an MMO.
Yeah, 14 is the current MMO in Final Fantasy. So 11 is no longer up, and 14 is.
Does that have like an ending, or is that like one of those?
I mean, as much as an MMO can have for an ending. I know that doesn't answer your question, but the problem is that you asked that question.
Well,
I mean, expansions have endings, you know, and that's it. But MMOs are always constant worlds. So
that's only like a PC only?
PC and PS4. Well, I guess PS5 now.
The professions seem interesting. It's more complicated, but not quite sure how they actually work. Seems like it's like with WoW.
The only major thing I know about 14 is that they also run off of a job system. And so that's how you pick your class, is like you level it up in terms of a job.
But there's a new expansion every couple of years.
Blacksmith, armorsmith, carpenter, tailor, cooking, and more. You have to level it separately.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But I think you're eligible for all of them, right? One character can be every class, yep. But to excel at that class, that's where the specialization comes in.
So it feels like WoW.
I've gotten told by so many people, please go try Realm Reborn. You will love it. Why aren't you trying it, you son of a bitch? And it's just... MMOs are such a fucking commitment. And I like WoW, and I don't know if I'll ever truly leave it until it ends. But, I mean, yeah, I'll probably leave it. But 14, I just look at it and go, oh, do I have to do this shit again? Kind of like I did with Tor.
Well, at least now I can move on to Final Fantasy 3 now that I've finished 2.
You have.
Yay!
And you get to play it, you don't have to play it portably. My character is a gladiator, is level 30, but mage is level 18. Okay. And what's the cap on those? Like, is it 60 or is it a smaller amount? Cap is 80. Okay. I'm honestly not sold on FF14. I'm enjoying it, but the combat doesn't feel as smooth. Okay. I'll take your word for it. I don't know. I've seen some of 14, but not enough to know anything about it.
Welcome. What is... Very well.
I've been told by so many people to play 14, though. Guildies. My brother is begging me to play it. Friends outside of WoW. Friends I won't mention anymore. Yeah. That person probably doesn't want me to play 14, but then again, they probably don't play games anymore. So
Farewell, good hunter.
GCD is 2.5 seconds, which
May
is
you
a
find your
lot
worth
slower
in
than
the
WoW.
waking
Yeah,
world.
but that's kind of how 11 was too. Is like they tried to keep a lot of the traditional combat, and I don't think that much has changed in 14. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I've leveled my skill. So let's do this, everybody. It's time to go and take out Maria. Hopefully, take out Maria. I also don't like how the tank classes don't have their rotation tie into defense. You're gonna have to explain that one because I have no idea what that means. Because I think they do have defensive cooldowns. But then again, like every game tries to take that triad and do it differently. Lord of the Rings Online, like the only healing class for a long time there was a bard, and so that was a buffing class. It wasn't necessarily a healing class. Tor tried to do range tanks, which I love. I love the idea of a range tank, because you had bounty hunters and you had troopers, and they could be tanks. And so at that point, you could be like that dude in Clone Wars that has the big Gatling gun. And he's drawing a bunch of the attention. And I always thought, dude, that's actually a really good idea. Okay. Concentration time. While in FF14, okay, so like in WoW, prop paladins build holy power, which they use to increase their defense or heal themselves. So nearly every ability is either directly or indirectly helping them survive. While in FF14, the only abilities that help you survive are your longer cooldowns. Okay. Are you talking specifically like with an FF14 paladin?
Unless that's an example.
Because, well, yeah, I'm bringing that up because he brought up the WoW Paladin. So, I'm wanting to see, like, is he comparing that to the FF14 Paladin?
Well, Final Fantasy 14 tank in general.
Okay. Like, given what you've explained, I see challenge there. Like, I personally like to push myself in Mythic Pluses and whatnot, how far I can go without having to use any kind of a cooldown to heal or anything like that. I can see why that would be frustrating, though. I just don't think you picked a good tank comparison. Prop Paladin is really low on the list right now, last I heard. I think the best tanks out there are like Vengeance, DH, and think Warrior was up there again. This is like the one expansion where Blood Decay has been kind of worthless.
Well, in WoW, tanks are similar. Their rotations are about survival abilities.
Yes and no. They have kind of reutilized them to also be able to do some level of damage. And I like the fact that it isn't just, you know, I need to stack my vengeance. They actually do give you perks that are customary of that class to do it. This might be one of those things where I just have to play to believe. But I wouldn't do a... Honestly, I probably wouldn't do a FF14 Paladin. I'd do an FF14 Warrior.
Ow!
I think somebody was saying, like, a Dragoon can also be a tank in that game. Dragoon and a Dark Knight, I'd want to mess with
Yeah,
those.
how each WoW class does it is different, which is nice.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Dragoon is
Raiders!
pure... Oh, hello! Yes, we got raided by... Chunky Middle-Aged Nerd with a party too. Thank you! We appreciate that. I don't know if I made fun of you, but I'm sorry. Hi, raid people. You guys get to see me lose. You guys didn't even see me win.
Nah, Dragoon is pure DPS.
You do. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Dragoon is pure DPS. Well, I'd still mess around with it. Jump, King, jump!
Have a great stream!
We'll have to figure out if there's actually somebody we can raid tonight. I'm kind of wondering about that because it's Labor Day, so people probably went to bed early because they got work in the morning.
Ow!
Damn it. I've heard that Dragoon is a lot of fun, though, so I want to level it. I'd level it, just because I have such a love for the Dragoon class in Final Fantasy. I mean, if people haven't seen my avatar on PS4.
Yeah, I
You'll
have
know it.
work in the morning.
I
That's Rising Sun.
totally get it. But thank you so much for coming out, man. That's great. I guess we'll have to figure out if there's somebody that we can raid in a little bit, but I don't know. I don't think... last I checked, Taika wasn't on, and just some anime dude wasn't on. I don't remember if Rose was, but... And one of these days, I might actually consider whether or not to raid Rising Sun.
Oh,
I might do it.
He would love that.
I might. He has to stop playing Nier, though.
Well, I know one person. Are you fine with funny chaos?
I thought that's what we're doing tonight. Is that not what we're doing tonight? Because I've been dying endlessly.
Well, at least you had success of killing at least downing one of them.
I haven't played Nier for a couple of months. I may get back to it, though. That or Bioshock. Dude, you need to try Bioshock. I honestly believe, Rising Sun, you would enjoy Bioshock. I'm not sure about 2, but I think you'd enjoy 1 and Infinite.
Have we played Bioshock?
No.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Not yet. It's been proposed, but we haven't played it. I mean, so Jiro, you can send a link over and we can check them out. Because I mean, obviously we'd have to follow them too. Maybe tomorrow night. But I might not want to raid you. You're presuming that I want to raid you. Maybe I won't raid you because you like a certain orc that I'm gonna rip into in the next little bit. Yeah, I'm working on a video on it, so it's happening. I've pretty much got like a majority of what I want to talk about figured out. But sadly, YouTube won't get that video. He streams Let's into the night, and he is playing Psychonauts 2. Oh, cool. If he's playing Psychonauts 2, I wanna support that. It's jail, I think is what it says, so we can check that out. It's in the chat, so
Oh, yeah.
go check them out and then hit the follow button.
Oh. Not from here through Twitch, or do I have to?
Yeah, you have to be in Twitch, so search, and then search for It's Jail. And see if you can find it, and then just put it up and see what you think of the stream, and then hit the follow button. Okay. Ow! You're presuming that I want to be rated. You want to be rated. You do. Yeah, I'll have to send you that, by the way, Rising Sun. I'll have to send you the ITI I have. Because I don't know if you'll like it or you'll hate it, but I'd be genuinely interested in your feedback. I have no problem saying that. He has a lot of funny sound redeems. You might go, what is this? But it's always funny. Okay. If he has a soundboard, I'll bet. Okay, I'll check it in a minute and see if I can find him. Okay. good too. God damn it. I'm like, holy shit, I've actually dodged a lot of the harder stuff to dodge, and I've survived it all. Screw you.
Would you like that hunter hat?
Yeah, probably. I know you can get the full outfit. What is it? So... Oh, it's Jal. Okay. See... It's not my fault, guys. I can't read tiny text. I just can't. Okay.
I was like, I can't find it.
So, okay, we got him up on our chat. So, as soon as you get a follow button, just go ahead and hit it. Let's do this again, everybody.
Okay, follow.
Yeah. F you. What is he wearing? What? Oh, turn it off. Turn it off. I can't have this game spoiled for me. I'll watch it later, but I have no problem. Jiro knows what he's doing, but I actually am genuinely interested in playing the Psychonauts game, so.
Oh, okay.
Stream seems to be lagging a bit. Oh no, not again! Effing hell! Son of a bitch! Alright. Are we having more issues? Can I blame YouTube for it? Please let me blame YouTube for it. Ow. Yeah, that was gonna end well. God damn it. Maria, you're badass. But I am sick and tired of seeing your damn face. I just am. Oh. Okay, just deep breaths. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Okay. Yeah, oof. Yep. I've had a lot of oof in this fight. Really? We got to the blood phase this fast? Because I'm actually getting good at stabbing her now. This sucks. Because I got 2 stabs off. Holy shit. That was going to be great. It seems to be okay now. Cool. I'm happy to hear that. Oh, and actually, we're getting really close to the end of the stream tonight. So we'll probably hit that raid pretty soon. And have some fun with that. But in regards to the rest of the week, so I am planning on streaming tomorrow. The only thing I'm worried about is Saturday, because we are not going to be streaming on Friday. I actually might be out of town on Friday and Saturday, so I'm not sure if the stream will happen on Saturday. But we are basically moving the podcast to Sunday this week for Geek News Movie Night and John Wick. Ow. Damn it! I tried to heal in the middle of that and it threw me off. You were doing a bit better. Yeah, no. I'm starting to get the stabs a little bit better. So now I can get to that blood phase quicker. I'm just trying to figure out how to get the stabs going in the blood phase. Ugh, because it... Like, that's a lot of damage if I can get it going. That would be great. But yeah, just a quick heads up. So this weekend, not sure how the streams are going to go. Maybe Saturday night. I don't know. Because I might be heading out of town over the weekend. Because I just barely heard a relative of mine passed away. And I'm still trying to figure this crap out. But I might be going to pay my respects.
hitting.
Fuck!
That freaking hit
3
hard.
hits is too many now. Yes. Oh. And it doesn't help that I need to go really bad now.
Well, you might as well.
Yeah.
otherwise-
Shall I just go ahead and change things so you guys can talk for a little bit, and I'll go take care of that. There we go.
You could just leave it the way it is.
Well, that way people can see you a little bit better.
I don't want to have people see me that up close. Just kidding.
Well, they want to see you, so you'll have to. I'll be right back, guys.
Oh, okay. Three hits is too many. Oh. Yeah, it was really fun today. We took our kids to go, and my parents also went, and we went to go to one of the pools, and our kids got to swim, and my youngest really enjoyed going down the water slide. I was afraid we would never get her off of that because she really loved to go down that slide. Trying to get my oldest to go down the slide too was a challenge because she hates fountain water, you know, just kind of going up and splashing everywhere.
When I put my head in the gasket, I had a tight row. When she blew my gasket, I surely
Aw,
was
that's nice.
thankful.
Yeah, so we had a great time. And it was also my brother's birthday, so
Yep. So make sure to send all your birthday threats to Alex, the Shadow Blazer. Okay, there we go.
oh, you didn't want to fix the screen?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you can pause, can
Nope. Active world.
you? Remote. How do you want me? What?
Just send it to live screen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in this zone at the moment, so I don't want to wreck it. And she says she can't do anything.
Drak, I don't know if you would want to raid the voice actor of Roadhog from Overwatch.
I don't mind.
He's just starting.
Voiceover talent is voiceover talent. Why do I care? I mean, I don't play Roadhog in Overwatch, but fuck! Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Send it over, and we'll put it in. Yeah, I don't play Roadhog. Optimus Slimed. Okay. Put that in Twitch. So, Optimus _Slimed.
Do I have to unfollow this person?
No, just keep them followed.
Okay.
Yeah, I literally don't care. Voice talent is voice talent to me. I respect them all. People don't realize, you know, it is difficult to be able to get where, you know, you're the voiceover of a video game or something like that. Like, I do a lot of corporate stuff, but that's just because I don't mind doing corporate work. I love that some VAs like to give me shit over that. How dare you like working for the man? Well, the man pays you, so...
he usually plus WoW or Overwatch.
Oh, are you saying because of the Blizzard stuff? I don't care. I mean, if it was Quentin Flynn, I'd love to stick it to Blizzard, but... Wait, he plays the game he actually is in? Heaven forbid!
Jeez.
Damn it! Oh my god, right? Yeah. Dude, I've dealt with tons of acting types that are just like, how dare you work for the rat? How dare you earn a living? Well, okay, if you want to be to the point of like a voice actor like Jim Cummings, you kind of have to take what comes your way. Like, I don't see a problem there. It's just an audition. It doesn't matter. You know, you gotta buy food, you gotta pay rent. For some reason, people want to be the starving artist, and you know what? I've been the starving artist, and the starving artist isn't fun. Yeah, you gotta take whatever work you can get. And you can't be picky about it. People who are the starving artist are hoping that nepotism will work their way, and I'm sorry, but life is unpredictable. So... Andrea's like, why the fuck are we talking about voiceover? No, that's literally that's the stuff that I hate. Is like there are too many people who are like, well, maybe eventually I'll get to know a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, and that'll get me the job. Nope. Nope. Because you'd have to wait years for that kind of nepotism. And here's a spoiler alert. You want to know what really wrecks anime and Hollywood and all that crap? Nepotism. the hell?
She sliced you up good.
She did, in fact. Did you find Optimus slimed?
Yes, I did.
Cool. Yeah. I got no problem helping him out. Dude got the job of a lifetime, from what I understand. Like he got to play Roadhog, and he loves it. He's kind of like the same dude, the same guy as the one that plays Reinhardt, where he got the role of a lifetime, and he loves it. And if you got humility for that kind of thing, I mean, why wouldn't I want to support you? The most that I would like I said, the most I would like to care is if like Quentin Flynn was streaming right now. Man, I'd love to stick it to Blizzard, because they never should have fired him.
Who did he play?
Kel'Thas. Or Axel.
Okay. Well, I know who. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he played Kel'Thas Sunstrider.
Okay.
In old WoW, and they brought him back because Shadow left him.
Mm-hmm.
Except he's no longer voicing Kel'Thas, because he had the audacity to win a trial against a psycho bitch who he had cut off ties, and Biatch couldn't get a hint and decided to stalk him and his wife and his mother-in-law. So yeah, I wouldn't mind sticking it to Blizzard. If you gave me an opportunity between Roadhog and Kel'Thas, then I mean, I'd obviously pick Kel'Thas. Okay, I think we got enough time for one more attempt, guys. Mm-hmm. So send me all of your energy. Let's see if we can get this done now.
As long as it doesn't end before the first few seconds of...
Don't jinx me. Frick! God damn it! Oh, he raised his head. Jiro, send me power! And I failed. I feel bad for you, Jiro. Alright, well, that's going to go ahead and have to do it for tonight. So, thank you guys so much for joining us. And also, once again, thank you for the people who raided us. We really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go ahead and raid somebody else. But in the meantime, Andrea, any parting thoughts?
Nope.
So we'll
just glad we downed one boss.
We downed one boss, so now we're down to
5 bosses.
5 bosses, I think. We're finally at 5 bosses. So at that point, good night, Andrea. Go ahead and any other parting words that you have?
No.
Okay. Bye-bye. Let's go ahead and raid somebody. Are you guys ready? Because I'm gonna go ahead and I think this is mine. Yep. There you go. Bye, Andrea. You're no longer on screen. Nobody cares about you. I'm kidding. Okay, so I need to bring up the damn chat. Why is it not working? Okay, let me see if I can bring this back up and then that'll work. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. That was awesome of you. Oh, this is why, because I'm on YouTube. That's obviously not going to work now, is it? Okay. So, let me bring up my chat. And... boom. There we go. Yeah, you guys get to see my ugly mug. Alright. There we go. So, /red. Nope, that's not how you spell it. There we go. This channel is intended for mature audiences. How dare they? How dare they want to do that? Holy crap. But yeah, we will be streaming tomorrow night for more Bloodborne. See if we can down Lady Maria. But we'll see you guys then. Hopefully, because it's intended for mature audiences, it will still let me. But I guess we'll find out. Okay. Zero! Let me park you in the Hunter's Dream. Zero, it's not working! It's not! Okay, well, let's see what happens when I do it again. Okay, Optimus Slimed. Oh, I already have a raid in progress, so... Yay! I'm actually raiding somebody. Let's... Wow, it actually takes a while for this process to go, doesn't it? Like... Yeah, raid now. What the hell? Why was that a thing?